Hi everybody, here from beautiful Cullowhee with an update on your midterm, which I have finished grading now, and you'll see your grades. And I was actually very pleased with the overall performance. I think everyone should have a good chance to complete the course with a grade that would allow you to graduate. I think that has to be our biggest goal right now. So, taking a look at the grades, I'm in the wrong column here. We had 8 A's, 45 B's, 10 C's and D's, and 1 0. So I'll talk a little bit about each of those. The 8 90 to 100s, I'll show you an example of one in a minute, were excellent in every way. The B's were good to very good. In fact, the most common grade in the class was, let's see, might even show it here. Yep, 85. And that means you did a good job in everything. Layout and design was good, the writing was good, content was good, and the level of detail was good. And for a challenging assignment, whether or not we're trying to do it online, that's excellent work. Now, virtually all of these people down in the 60s, most of which were low 60s, were submissions in the 1,500 word range. That's about, it's a little less than half, a little more than half of expectations. So typically wasn't so much content or organization issues as it was just a lack of depth and detail. And before anyone asks, yes, you will be able to resubmit that. In fact, it's going to be about half of the final. So the final is going to really determine the grade. If you end up with a C- or better, you'll be able to pass and move on. Well, actually, I think it's a D and an overall 2.0. So those of you who did do poorly on the midterm and would like me to look at your resubmission for the final, I'll do just like I did with the midterm. Send it to me, I'll look at it, and I'll do a disaster check. So overall, as I said, I was honestly pretty worried going into this. All but 2 people turned in a submission, and I should mention down here, one person managed somehow, despite the multiple levels of warnings and instructions, turned in a midterm on his group company. Never picked an individual company, and we'll have to redo and resubmit it. But everybody else managed to follow instructions to that extent and at least do the right company. So let's see where we are as a overall. And you can see right now no one has a 90 or above average. That doesn't mean there won't be any A's. Right now, if class ended today, the 88 would be an A. Again, that's just how I grade this course. There's a lot of group work in it, but always somewhere between 10 and 20% of the class will receive A's. I've done a lot of looking over time at overall GPAs, and they correlate very highly with the people making A's. So if you're an A student and you're in the high 80s, you're exactly where you need to be. And of course, you will now have the option, if you receive your grade, of taking an S, which means that this course won't affect your grade point average. And maybe if you've got a 3.94 grade point average and you have an A- in this class, you might consider that. I think it'd be a little not that important anyway, but all right, so let's take a look at the best paper, and I do apologize. I'm working under the same constraints you guys are. My power went out Saturday, my internet went out Sunday. I am actually here in the office where I should not be. I shouldn't be out of home, but I don't have internet, so I had to come in and grade. That meant I graded faster than usual and gave a lot less feedback than I usually do. The other part of it is, though, I hope that you receive the grade you expect and you understand from the rubric why you did so. If you don't, please send me an email. I'll be happy to do anything up to give you create a video and go over your exam with you. Before you do that, though, look at the A papers. There were a couple of theirs examples, and I'll post Emily's. It was a excellent submission, and I'll show you how she exceeded expectations. First, the depth and detail was very good, the writing was good, the organization, the layout and design was beautiful. But what Emily did far more than anyone else was something companies are doing now, and that's integrating the impact of coronavirus into everything they're doing. I mean, this is a world changer. Let me think about it again. Yeah, I'll go ahead and say nothing in my lifetime has had the impact of coronavirus. 9/11 was important. The Great Recession was important. But by the time we come out of this, this will be the most important thing that happened in my lifetime. And companies are battling hard to survive, and Emily built that into everything she did. That was far beyond expectations. Exceeding expectations is what gets you an A. So again, great depth and detail, perfect layout and design, perfectly written, and then far exceeding expectations in her thoughtful approach to what's going to happen with the coronavirus and how that's going to change the world we're living in. Okay, so with that, I'll sign off and use my antiseptic here everywhere possible. Get out of here, get back home, and get safe. Please let me know if, as you have been doing, if things are happening that are preventing you from being able to continue in the course. Otherwise, make sure you keep up with your test. Make sure you've contacted your group. Your first group assignment is due Wednesday. You have all the content you need in the product category, product to module to do your assignment. And you can probably expect assuming I can keep internet, you can probably expect a video from me reviewing your submissions on most Mondays. And with that, I'll wish you luck. God be with you and your family and your loved ones. And let's all try to get through this together.